Toronto Public Transit Services are anticipating complaints today at a City Hall meeting. Thousands of baseball fans were stranded after Game 7, and that was so frustrating for so many. Angie Seth is at Toronto City Hall ahead of this meeting today. Angie, in case everyone was just, their head was in the game so much and you know, absorbing and healing from the loss, maybe missed the stories about the chaos. What happened?
Well, first of all, hats off to the Jays, right? An incredible series. But yeah, you're looking at 40,000 fans that were there at Rogers Stadium, you know, trying to get home now, disappointed. And then, of course, all the people that were on the street, the traffic, et cetera, a number of events happening, you know, on Saturday night as well. And instead, what happened was what they didn't expect. They were expecting there was going to be more service, extended service, probably similar to what we saw when Taylor Swift was here for the Eras Tour. But instead, well, it was anything but that. Take a look at the reaction.
People think 1 o'clock's the last one. It's not 1 o'clock. And that's the last one. That's bullshit. Bullshit.
Here, they told us there's more trains coming. We lined up for 20 minutes. We stood there. Call Doug. Call Doug. That's bullshit. Get busted. Do something. Get a clue.
One night, man.
Unbelievable.
One night, man. One night.
Are you the only guys that didn't watch the extra innings tonight? Like, seriously.
You feel for that security officer there, you know, not really being able to answer those questions. But a lot of those fans really, you know, upset and concerned. And the TTC, or I should say rather the City of Toronto, put this tweet out, you know, before the game here saying, reminder, we know the game is running late, but transit won't. The final GO train leaves Union Station soon. And the last TTC train at around 1:30 a.m. Check schedules at gotransit.com and ttc.ca. That certainly didn't sit well with transit riders. One, you know, many of them taking to Reddit. One individual describes his trip home from downtown to Brampton, saying it took him over 3 hours to get home. He was stuck on the Gardiner in one of those TTC buses forever, he says. Now, Metrolinx responding to the situation as well. We know that there was track work that was supposed to happen this weekend. They delayed it, but they put out this statement saying, due to track ownership and operational considerations, we cannot operate overnight or add additional trains past service time. We sincerely thank our customers for their patience throughout the playoff series as we have worked to support everyone traveling to and from the games. Now, Mandeep Lally, CEO of the TTC, also sort of putting out a statement as well, you know, in response to all of this, saying that they did extend subway service hours. They did deploy 30 or more buses that would run into extra innings. That was the plan. Instead, things ended at around 12:15, so ample time for people to be able to get in and out. And they did say, he also does say that dozens of trains were running until service end, about 90 minutes after the game ended, of course, saying that should give enough people ample time to get themselves home, Heather. But clearly, though, there was a lot of chaos and a lot of frustration on the street. And on, if you could get on a bus or a train, certainly they were jam-packed.
So TTC questions, you talked about Metrolinx, that is the GO train service. That was also a big problem. The meeting that you're there to cover today, Angie, it's not because of the Game 7 situation, but that's expected to be a big focal point now. So what's likely to happen there?
Well, we know that the Mayor, Olivia Chow, is going to be here, as well as the TTC chair, Jamal Mayers, who's actually in a few minutes now is going to give a quick press conference. The media is here to cover that, as Heather, so we'll have that for you. But that is going to be on the agenda. What is the plan moving forward? And Toronto City Councillor Josh Matlow raising the concern, saying we've got the World Cup happening next year, so there needs to be plans put in place. Take a listen to him.
If we don't see the TTC and Metrolinx get their act together with communications and service standards, it's going to be embarrassing internationally. So it's time for them to focus on recognizing that we are a big global city that needs to act like one.
And so it's not just a matter of the World Cup, Heather, but other events that happen in the city on a regular basis. We know that there's 2 major marathons that happen in the city every year, one in October and one in May. And the one that just happened in October, they had upwards of 30,000 runners. One of the big criticisms was, can we have TTC and GO Transit operate earlier so runners can get to their race times, can get to the start line via transit rather than having to drive? And we know those trains don't operate, I believe, before 8 o'clock, depending on where you are. So I think this is going to be a bigger picture meeting as well. How do we prepare for big events, of course, like the World Cup and other events that happen in the city? And as you heard there, sort of step up our transit plans on a global stage. So that meeting happening at 10 o'clock. We'll be hearing from the TTC chair, Jamal Myers, in just a few minutes, Heather, and we will bring you the latest updates on that.
Sounds good. Could get fiery maybe at that meeting, Angie. Very interesting.
It
Thank
could.
you. It could.
It could. People will be
Yes.
certainly giving their comments.
Yep. Based on those comments that we captured on video there. Thank you, Angie. Angie Seth from Toronto this morning.